What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video we're going to be talking about an XRP ETF and what it could do for the price of XRP. Now guys, a couple months ago we got speculation that BlackRock was going to be filing an XRP ETF, and then we found out that that was fake, it was real. We never really got a clear answer on it, but what we know was that it caused the price of XRP to go parabolic. In this video, I'm going to talk about why that was the case. I constantly hear people saying an XRP ETF would be bad for XRP, it would allow institutions to manipulate the market. I hear other people saying we'll never see an XRP ETF for this reason. Guys, I want to talk about why I am confident we are likely going to see one in the near future. I think this is something everyone needs to be paying attention to. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. These two things really do mean so much. Also, if you ever need a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start out this video and just quickly bring something to your attention because I think it's an interesting conversation. I saw this post earlier on X. It said, "I'm 23, what's the best life advice you can give me?" And I simply responded, take risk. There are so many people I see out there who don't take any risk in their lives. They keep all their money in savings accounts, they keep all their money not invested, and they simply don't take the risk to get to the next level. I constantly tell people there is a massive difference between taking risk and exposing yourself to upside and gambling away your life savings, right? You don't have to be a degenerate gambler. You don't have to be a degenerate investor in order to take risk. Sometimes taking risk is just taking a bet on something you believe in. And oftentimes I hear that being confused with being a gambler. Guys, the most successful people in the world are constantly taking risk. Do you think Elon Musk would tell you he never took risk? Do you think Jeff Bezos would tell you he never took risk? Of course not. These people took tons of risk, but it wasn't blind risk. They weren't gambling their money. No, they were taking smart, calculated risk. So it's one of the things I always tell to younger people. And if you're a younger person watching this video, I highly suggest you at least think about this. Don't be ultra conservative in your younger ages. In order to get where you want to go, you need to take smart, appropriate risk, because with risk, you get reward, and that's something people often forget. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention real quick. I thought it was kind of an interesting discussion, and I say something like take risk, and a lot of people think, oh, why would you take risk? You need to be safe, you need to be conservative. It is so important to be able to subject yourself to gains. It is so important to be able to subject yourself to capital appreciation, and the only way you can do that is if you take smart, responsible risk and position yourself in front of things that can ultimately help compound your wealth. I want to keep moving though and talk about something that I believe is going to be a major topic of discussion in the near future, and that is an XRP ETF. Now, I want to start off and hit on why this matters, because a lot of people are constantly asking, why do you need an XRP ETF, right? Why do we even want something like this? And I want to start off and say, regardless of what I think about it or what you think about it, let's take a look at what happened when BlackRock actually put out that XRP ETF news. What we saw was the price went absolutely parabolic. I believe it was up like 50 to 60% on the day. Now, why was that the case? Because the market understood that if BlackRock filed an XRP ETF, one, it would solidify XRP as a commodity, because typically in these ETF filings, the issuers actually say the underlying currency, in this case XRP, is a commodity. But two, it solidifies XRP in the market as a reputable, important product. What BlackRock is doing by actually creating an XRP ETF is taking XRP, putting it in a wrapper that any of their customers can easily access. Guys, BlackRock has customers with billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of value. So if BlackRock was to create a product like an XRP ETF, suddenly XRP would be accessible to hundreds of millions of people who right now don't have access to XRP. Now, could they get XRP if they really wanted to? Yes, they could go to an exchange like Uphold, sign up, and do all of that. But most of BlackRock's customers are ultra high net worth, and they just don't feel the need to position themselves into some of these different things on other exchanges, because at the end of the day, Most of these ultra net worth people, they're focused on running their business. They're focused on doing all these things in their normal lives. They're not focused on moving their portfolio around. So if BlackRock doesn't specifically support a product, well, their advisor at BlackRock isn't going to tell them to get off BlackRock and buy one of these things. So ultimately, they just can't access the product. So what ETFs do is bring large amounts of money that can't access these vehicles today, the ability to access these vehicles. Now, some people come back at me and say, oh, well, that way BlackRock can manipulate the market. BlackRock can manipulate XRP with the ETF. Guys, big institutions already manipulate crypto. That's already happening behind the scenes, and they can do that regardless if there's an ETF or not. ETFs really aren't an institutional product. The institutions really just make fees off the ETF. They don't use to control the market. Instead, ETFs are really controlled by retail coming into the market. Retail buys the ETFs, that sucks up XRP off the secondary market, puts it in the ETF, and causes a massive shift in the supply and demand dynamics for the underlying asset. So if BlackRock wanted to manipulate XRP, they could already do that today. They don't need an ETF. So I hope that clears up why I want an ETF, why I think it would be good for the price, and why ultimately I don't think it's going to lead to any more manipulation than we already see in the market. With that said, though, why am I so positive we are going to see one of these things? One, time after time, we are seeing Grayscale listing XRP in more of their products. Just the other day, we got a Grayscale cryptocurrency currency sector. And funny enough, there's XRP right next to Bitcoin. That to me is extremely promising, and to me makes me think Grayscale is going to likely come back with some kind of XRP product. Guys, I have a feeling what Grayscale is going to do is not reissue their XRP trust, but go right into the XRP ETF. So if you guys remember, Grayscale had the Bitcoin Grayscale Trust that was converted to an ETF. They had the Ethereum Trust that was converted into Ethereum ETF. I believe XRP is going to be the first one they go right into and just say, hey, here's our XRP ETF. I have seen XRP popping up in a lot of their products, and if they are already listing XRP in their products, it only makes sense they would eventually have their own specific product for XRP. Now that's the first thing, but more importantly is this. There's a company named Valor who already has an XRP ETP. Now, there are some XRP ETPs floating around in some of these other countries, but what is so important to understand about this? Well, once we start having a race to get the first XRP ETP out there, the race is going to compound to every other player out there. What do I mean by that? Well, the first person to get an XRP ETF out there is going to get all the flows. They're going to get the best ticker, and they're going to get the most demand. Once that happens, every other institution is in a race to catch up. Say, for example, Valor issued their XRP ETF and got the ticker XRP on whatever exchange they're listed on. Well, suddenly BlackRock is sitting there thinking, hey, we can't let them eat our lunch. We can't let Valor beat us to the market. We need to issue BlackRock XRP now before they essentially eat our lunch on this ETF product. Then what happens? Oh, Fidelity thinks the same thing. Oh, BlackRock just filed theirs. We need to get in. Then ARK comes in and says, oh, we need to file ours or else we're going to essentially be left in the dust here. And it creates that snowball effect. And what we're about to see is institutions snowballing on all these different assets, not just XRP, but I believe XRP is going to be one of the most dominant ones. Once we have one institution indicate that they might be filing the XRP ETF, every other institution is going to be forced to move big. Because if they don't, they're going to lose the race, they're not going to get any AUM, and they're not going to get any of the massive fees they actually get for issuing one of these ETFs. So the fact that we already see traction in Grayscale listing some of these ETF products in some of their other products, and as well as we see people like Valor putting ETPs up in other markets, guys, I believe this is the start of the race to see who can build the biggest XRP ETF with the best ticker with the most money under management as fast as possible. And once one institution does it, all the other institutions are going to be forced to follow. They can't be last, because if they are last, they are not going to get any money and their product is going to fade out of existence. I believe a lot of the smaller players are going to try to front run BlackRock here. They're going to try to be the first to do the altcoins because the smaller players can't let BlackRock beat them or BlackRock's going to win. The smaller players are going to get aggressive. They're going to try to beat BlackRock into the market, and when that happens, BlackRock is going to be forced to follow and issue their product because they don't want to lose market dominance. And guys, the last thing I'll say is, to me, it could not be more obvious that these institutions are going to feel very comfortable issuing the XRP ETF. This is the picture from maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah, April 2023, 2024. Ripple and Stellar at the table with the Secretary of Domestic Finance and the US Department of Treasury. Guys, we have seen time after time, Ripple is looking to be the US champion for the cryptocurrency industry. I think it is going to be an easy decision ultimately when the Ripple SEC case is over to create products around XRP. I believe most of the sophisticated investors in the world who are under BlackRock, under Fidelity, under Charles Schwab are going to see Ripple as a US-based company, XRP as a US-based digital asset, and say, hey, we want to invest in that. And like I said before, once we have that snowball effect take place and more institutions are racing to get the most XRP under management via their products, everyone is going to capitulate, and it's going to be a race to market this thing, hype it up, and get as much money in there as possible. Guys, the good news is for the first time in history, we have beat the institutions. We are positioned before all of this, before the hundreds of billions of dollars roll in from these products. Guys, we know what's going to happen. We have remained confident, and our thesis behind XRP has never been stronger. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.